Hey favorite ones, welcome back for another collective reading. I'm Kymmy and this is my channel. Come take a seat at the round table. There is the wishing well in the corner if you care to throw in a coin or two. It's the second reading for the day, so bear with me. I started getting a lot of downloads after I got off and meditated for a while and decided to come back on, so extra treat for today. For anyone who is new, welcome. For anyone who is returning, hello! And thank you for your support. I appreciate it. For anyone who likes, comments, and subscribes, so I enjoy reading how you resonate, or just to say hi or comment some of the things that you've been seeing recently that remind you that you're on the right path. So yeah, I really enjoy anyone who stops by and says hello. For anyone who's new, we have an exercise we like to do at the beginning where we welcome in utopia, to hold a frequency and try to, focus on what our utopia would look like, what that inclusiveness would look like, and how we would feel in that moment. And as much as we are in the thick of it and holding the energies that we do all the time, I wanted to give at least one moment to hold that energy together, and hold on to hope and let it shine through. So yeah, if you may notice your left eye might feel a little itchy. I noticed that when I first started doing the exercise, when I tested it with my friend in the beginning. And yeah, since then, I've tried to do it in every video, since I know a lot of other people really enjoy it as well, and it's really wholesome, and I'm happy that I started it. So welcome, utopia and my favorite ones. So the downloads, what's the sitch? The downloads that came through were in order. What came to mind was actually Angel, how inside of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even though he was technically a main character, it wasn't his show, it wasn't his story. And then he moved on to having the whole theme of the show be based off of him, is totally surrounded and made for him. So I feel like you shifting into the theme is now you and your story. So you could be launching your album, you could be launching into a new story of what you're going to embody. This can also include traveling, because there is the message of traveling here. You don't have to be traveling. It's just your story, like word of mouth or over the internet, worldwide. Your story will travel far if it's not you that is physically traveling, or both. You could be going on tour. You could be going and visiting family and learning about your past. You could be going on a shamanistic journey where you are traveling in the 4D, doing more lucid dreaming, navigating and journaling your dreams. I also get the message here of being divinely protected during these travels, as it gave me the image of using protection to amplify your original intent. If you do feel the need to do that, like, don't ever feel like I should be my own protection enough. If you feel like you wanted to amplify that a little bit with your intentions, with herbs or candles, what have you, then don't feel like that you shouldn't, just because other people state that, hold on, quench here. Just because other people state that your energy that you give off should be enough. But yeah, you, of course, but sometimes you're feeling under the weather or you're not up to it. And yeah, you're allowed to take that cleansing bath. You're allowed to do um, the fire cleansing and all the things that you feel that will amplify your intent, because you know it's like an extension of you as any other tool is. It's like your hand is not a wrench, but you can use a wrench to help tighten those bolts and make everything secure for yourself, right? So you are secure within your protection. You know, making sure that your vehicle is up to date, that it's being properly taken care of, that it's getting its fluids. And I'm not just talking about a vehicle here, I'm talking about your soul's body as well. It was giving me the image of bells on motorcycles for protection against the mythology behind it is that there is road goblins, and they like to try and I don't know if it's fight or because they're like territorial and they want to like fight against the cars, and they try to ram them off the road. And it's like the bell is a protection symbol, and some of you might use bells as protection and sound clearing. Some of you may do sound clearing. This involves anywhere from just singing, rapping, humming, speaking your voice. Anything that uses the throat chakra. You could do light languages. You can do all those wonderful things using sound bowls, or the different chakra sounds like and like ram, lam, pam. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and holding on to those frequencies. Some of you may like binary beats, some of you might not like binary beats. You will know what your body needs and attunes to. So yeah, and with the bell, it deflects them, and that's what makes pothole indents. I just want to let everyone know that. I don't mean to terrify anyone. This is the lore behind it. There's also the Eye of Horus that you can like put on the front of your car. Some people put protection symbols or crystals in your car. If you're going to put crystals in your car, don't let them be loose, because when you get into a car accident, they will fling around and it will hurt. Just so you are foretold. Protection with physical smartness. Remember to make sure that you are not physically draining yourself by using doing rituals. You know, cleansing's okay, but if you're trying to do money spells or stuff like that, that will take up some of your energy. And remember to give yourself rest and to reground yourself in the physical before, you know, going back out there again. You know, it's like burning the midnight oil instead of just waiting until morning when there's sunlight there for you. So like yeah. Also with the Eye of Horus, they put it on the fronts of the boats in Egypt. So there could be protection in Egypt. I know there is people who are fleeing and refugeeing towards that area. So if anyone is moving along to there or watching over that, may be safe. May you find protection. Falcons could be an important familiar for you. Or you may want to look up the symbolism behind it, and that may resonate with how you feel at this moment. Of course, you may look up Ra as well, considering that's where the eye, like Horus comes from, and the Eye of Ra as well. Here we go. I also heard Falco Punch when I was writing it out. So Super Smash Bros came to mind. But yeah, And that feels to me like confirmation that all my favorite ones. Yes, airplane going over. So traveling. Yes, traveling is definitely a main theme here. And you actually no, you're the main theme. You are the main theme in your story and your journey, and whether and traveling, of course, I said before. Uh, but yeah, this feels like confirmation that my favorite ones enjoy gaming or cartoons as comfort, like cartoons and comic books and stuff like that. But more so, I was initially getting that you enjoy game and cartoon sampling music, like MF Doom. Which also brings to mind Doom itself from comic books, so that's extra confirmation that you may um, rel relay. Some of you might be into track and field as well, but I was gonna say like not relay as in like, but also yes. Um, I was meaning more so that you wanted to relay your story, like you wanted to you use um metaphors. I don't think it's quite metaphors. I think you relate to your feelings using comic books and the way people feel in those characters, or you just might just use the in your writing, like um, old mythical lore, like in them retelling um, the story of Norse gods over and over again, but you may do it the druid um, deities instead, or other deities, and you are writing like different lore for them, or you like taking like your favorite characters and painting them like Samurai Champloo, or like Barbie Rapunzel, Brad Stalls, stuff like that, or you use another example is that you use cartoon characters as inside of your rap lines, and just like as slinging or old weaponries from and ancient times, like Toth with the spear of Assel, um, and talking about like the halls of Amenti and stuff like that. Just really delving deep inside of whatever your niche is, like vampires and fairies, and we're talking about, like I said, like druid goddesses and stuff, like Gaia or Danu, Hecate, uh, Athena, all these old different uh, Asani, uh, Iktomi, Coyote, and really bringing a modernized retelling of maybe stories that were lost for your culture, or had like not been updated in some time, and now you're making sure that you're going around and getting the updated story of what it is. Maybe you're delving more into what our actual history is with Starseeds and the dimension drift between like the draconic peoples species, and how the whales got here, and how um, different species even on our own planet, and trying to look more into the ocean, and how octopuses, you may resonate to octopi, um, 8 different strands, so infinite, the infinite possibilities. You're working with the infinity symbol. A lot of you could work with Reiki. You could be getting your next level, or a next level of spiritual classes or courses. It doesn't have spiritual or classes courses. It could be just any course, or just, you don't have to do it by proving anything through an actual accolade. It could be that you're noticing that you're starting to branch out more and do your own research and be like, I want to find out about this, you know, the ADHD 3 a.m. scrolling through to find out why octopi have 3 hearts. Okay? They could probably came here from another planet, and I totally believe that. I just haven't read on to prove yet, but like they don't need to breathe. They can create their own atmosphere. They can go on water. They can go underwater. They're great under pressure. But so yeah, either way, I really like to octopi. And I feel like you do, some of you do as well, or you're just really invested in marine life, or just whatever biology, alchemy you're into. I also feel like you could be into philosophy, knowing that it's all arbitrary and everything we know changes every 30 years on what we agree on, and that's from a psychologist. The psychologist let me know, like, everything that I'm going to tell you, this is paraphrasing from them, everything I'm going to tell you in 30 years from now, there might be another doctors that laugh at what we did today as what we thought was right, because I look for anything from 30 years ago and I would say that's malpractice, and it's like pills that we used to give for antipsychotics, we're now giving to people with depression. Things we used to give for depression, we're giving it for anxiety, and we switched it. Like, so like, he's like, you're gonna have to take care of you and know what your body can do, and if you want treatment, yes. If you don't, then no. This is why I feel like you're learning how to delve within it all, knowing that you can move through knowing all these possibilities and variables and still be kind and still go through and still have that yearning for the learning. A lot of you may feel like you're like the Goofy movie. That was one heck of a trip on there. But regardless of the situation, you're never stopped having that feeling for learning. And it's always changed from one thing to another. Maybe it was about learning about yourself, is where it's at now. Is you've learned about everything else and you want to learn where you're at, which brings me to the next thing. Was like NF Doom is from Britain. He's British, so you could be from there, or like UK area or Spain. It's around that area on the west coast of the Eastern Hemisphere, or like in America. And it's like you could, or up to like 3 generations from like your grandparents marrying and like moving away. But you could have like within 3 generations someone who is from that area, the Western Hemisphere, the West Coast there, up in the UK and Spanish and Spain area, Spanish language. Some of you may have dyslexia as well. And use your writing for helping you and singing. Okay. Some of you may use like tarot as a way to like help focus you through ADHD, or you may write rap or poetry to help with your dyslexia, like using those kind of rewiring tools in order to help with you. Like there's this one guy who completely who had a stroke, and then he re-taught himself how to play the guitar. There was one person who didn't remember how to talk after a car accident, but she couldn't talk because the parts were not connected, but she was able to sing still, so she could sing. So you're learning how to navigate recovery. You're learning how to navigate recovery and doing it with grace and in stride. Whether this is like a physical recovery, a recovery from childhood traumas that you had gone through, or a physical trauma that you've gone through, spiritual warfare, whatever you're recovering from, whether it's living in your sobriety or all of the above, you are doing it with grace and taking it in stride, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So can I get some cards here, please? Happy talk, happy talk, happy talk, talk. To me, my like schoolboy Q, it's coming to mind. You are the Hierophant. You're divinely being guided towards becoming your own theme and making yourself the main character. So for those who are living within their authenticity, you are becoming the theme of your story instead of becoming a back character. A lot of you may have been acting like backdrop characters for a while because of a karmic situation that you were dealing with, and now that you've moved on from that and cut ties, you're becoming the it boy or it girl, you know, the main theme of the story. You're going from being Buffy's boyfriend to being Angel, the TV show. Who's it about? It's about angels. Some of you may be realizing that you are an earth angel, and it's been a while from being told constantly that you're could have been told that you were the problem, or made you feel less than from bullies or toxic environments while growing up, to make it feel like it was your fault, and you could have felt like a monster, and and jealous, like you had, except you didn't really have that much of a bad past. Some of you might have made a bad past because you were like, it might as well, you know, because you were in a vengeance mindset, and you've moved on to being a justice mindset, and much like Mrs. Calendar. That's a lot of Buffy references. Mrs. Calendar within the story, when she was a Romana, they moved on from being vengeance to justice, and you're sitting within your justice. Justice is being served. You have the key to your own justice. You did it yourself. You unlocked the door and you walked through instead of looking through the keyhole. You stopped looking through the keyhole and you walked through the door, and now you are the main theme. Yeah, you what is it called? Yeah, arriving in style, making an entrance, but that's not the one I was thinking of. The one I'm thinking of is like it's like late in style, whatever you call it. Fashionably late. Yes, fashionably late. You're showing up fashionably late into your era, like, you know, like the flowers that bloom later in the season. You're late, I don't want to say late bloomer because some of you are still pretty young. And even if you're not, you're still super fresh and young on over here on the favored ones. You're super young and fresh looking. Yeah, you showed up fashionably late for your story. A lot of you could have created a soul contract where you would have a lot of hard lessons at the beginning to clean a lot of karma off of your slate, or to volunteer and help others do so. And now you created a more smooth path and steady sailing, yeah, making tangible progress. You've shifted so that you wouldn't all of a sudden, and you could adjust properly, so you adjusted into a state where it would slowly progressively get better before it takes off, so that way you wouldn't feel like it was too good to be true, because you would have consistently good progress to soothe you. This is the way you want your story to go. If this doesn't resonate, then this reading is, you may listen to it if it's still entertaining and you find it helpful. The Empress, you could be sitting within the Empress energy. So within sitting pretty and sitting handsome within your energy, absolutely dapper, and the 10 of Pentacles as well. Yes, getting over this feeling of being backstabbed and within your head because you used your logic, and now wish fulfillment is coming in swiftly. You're swiftly getting a bunch of different presents and manifestations from co-creation with the universe, and some are bigger than the others. Some it's just like you got a lot of bunch of stuff on sale at the grocery store, amazing, a check came in, you got recommended for a feature, or like someone wants you to do a work at your market, you know, just different things, which helps you network and talk to other people, and it feeds yourself so that you can do all these other things, you know. Really got it all coming together, especially with this. Woo! Getting it fashionably late. You know, and there is the saying, better late than never, right? And I feel like a lot of you felt like you were never going to glow up. And I don't feel like it was ever the case of needing to glow up as to actually step through the door. Step through the door of opportunity, of believing that you're worthy of it. Stepping through the door of knowing that you are fashionable. Stepping into the knowledge of knowing that it's not over for you, and using your logic. And using it with a sound mind. Yeah, people wanted to take your logic away from you and make you feel illogical for the way you were wanting to navigate your life, thinking that you were dreaming too much. Or that you would never be anything without them. A lot of toxic energy that was put behind you, and maybe for some time you brought it with you. It could have made it a lot of sleepless nights. But you became your own knight. So much so that you aren't even a knight. That you are royal and divine. You get in that coin. And remember, you know, you got little wins, then you got big wins, then they want you to recognize them and acknowledge them along the way, as the little ones are there to remind you that big ones exist. You know, it's like Star Wars. There's always a bigger fish. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you might like Star Wars. But yeah, there's always a bigger fish. And if you're a fisherman, that's really good news. That's really good news. A lot of you may have family members who were fishermen as well, worked in the factory or on the wharf. I'm here in Newfoundland as well, or Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and PI, those coasts as well. So like the Atlantic Ocean could be where your family does a lot of their fishing and works in the fishery. And lobster. Yeah, the moon came out earlier in a different reading, so the last reading that I put out, there was lobster, so you could have lobster farming, because it brought to mind when I was thinking about it, and it came to mind lobsters, or berry picking as well, hemp, and straw. Yeah, a lot of you may be putting out straw for animals to help take care of them, with the animals on here and the straw from the Empress. You can have dogs that go outside and hang out on straw or hay. Butterflies and cherubins, as well as, yeah, you may see angels and butterflies and fairies inside of the clouds. Get messages from cherubims, which is the Cupid looking type. Well, that's what they stereotype them to look like, as the angel looking little babies. A lot of you may do depictions of them within their natural state, whether you write about it or you do like fashion with the Fashionably like card here, and how the people here, yeah, you could be getting new digs. Is that even used anymore? You're getting new drip, y'all. There's a lot of sailboats here as well, so that's confirming New Brunswick a lot for me here with the schooner, the Blue Noser. On the coin for them. East Coast Newfoundland, or East Coast, down the east coast of Turtle Island, north of Turtle Island there. Some of you may enjoy, oh yeah, some of you may be enjoying learning different, what orchestras, like what the songs behind different languages are. So a lot of you could be doing linguistics, or you're a polyglot and enjoy different languages. It brought to me, there was one guy online, I do not know what the name of the account is, but they do videos where they translate what different famous operas mean in English, and it's really hilarious. So some of you may enjoy that, or just like looking into what translating. Maybe you do translations for people on their videos so that they're able, or you do lyrical videos not just like other language subtitles, but you may do your own language subtitles as well for in videos, or you just added them recently and wanting to be more inclusive, and that's part of your way of welcoming utopia. It's one of the things I definitely would like to learn at one point myself too. So let's get it. A lot of you may find comfort within Futurama, or have a what is it called? I want to call it unorthodox, but that is intentionally what it means, but still sounds I don't want to say an unorthodox love story, but Futurama is definitely unorthodox. This is not your typical, there we go. It is not your typical love story. So a lot of you may follow a non-typical love story. A lot of you might find it later than expected, or some of you may find it in, well, you're nurturing yourself and just living your own life and not even like looking for it, and all of a sudden it's knocking on your doorstep. Yeah. You can tell. You can, oh yeah, that looks like pomegranate. So some of you may work with Persephone. Like, their story is a little unorthodox depending on which lore you look at it. So some people may think that your relationship is, you know, not the way they would like a relationship be, from either because of caste, class, any other reason really that people gotta have their stick up their butt about people's other relationships and how they should. But you know, then you may not be the one who wants to get married or settle down and have kids. You just want to be together forever and have fur babies or plant babies, or some of you maybe have an open relationship or swingers and people don't understand that, or you may be polyamorous and people may not understand that as well. It could be many things. It doesn't have to necessarily be that as well. It could be that your love for your child is a lot different than what your parents and the generations before you are used to seeing, and you are using your divine intuition and following your inner nurturing to nurture the next generations, and you know, really cultivate the growth and abundance and the longevity of health. With the bird here, and like mimicking and knowing that your kids will mimic you and how you talk about yourself, how you handle situations against the family, and they will remember when you stand up for them in moments of time, like not allowing people to, whether or not they want to have a hug or high five instead, or fist bump, you know, or elbows if you're still doing that in certain areas. Just knowing that you are speaking up for your family different. It doesn't only have to be like your relationship. It might be that you are asexual or aromantic and you don't want one at all, and you literally just want to go off and be by your, like, I don't want to say anything stereotypical, but like just living in your own abundance and your own creation, and you know, enjoying your own journey in the way that you want to carve it out for you. Oh yeah, they're bringing up the moon to me too, like with Tutu. Some of you may have like the opposites attract relationship as well, where like he was a boy, she was a girl. One was a punk, she did ballet, and like your parents may have not like agreed at the beginning because you may have been from different like I said, caste, like classes and like cliques. And like other reasons that anyone would have a stick up their butt about someone else's relationship. We're back where we started. Okay, I love it when I come full circle. But it's just confirming, like, someone in your family may not agree with like tattoos, but you're getting like tattoos, or they didn't agree with your significant other having tattoos or something like that, or like nose piercings, or like the fact that you don't like celebrating a certain holidays, stuff like that. And you're just learning how to navigate your relationships, friendship, familia, intimate, and within your animals and coworkers and such. So you're learning how to like not overgive yourself at work and everything else like that, and learning to stand up for yourself. Whereas in the past generations, they would give and give and give and give and give for only work. But now you're focusing more on your family and to leaving jobs if they're no longer making you happy, and your family may not understand that because in the past, if you had job pay you, you stay, you're loyal, not if I'm unhappy, move on. And that's amazing. I'm so happy you're doing that. I'm happy you're embarking on the beginning of a new action and working with your dragons and letting them rise. A lot of you may have what is it? Reptilian babies as well, because I said cats and fur babies, but I wanted to emphasize that it could be plant babies, it could be little sniggly snakes, it could be arachnids, any of the stick bugs, any of that nature, especially with the big stick here. You could have a really giant stick bugs, or you could work on making insects, or getting an image where someone like you feeds and keeps a sucker fish until it's super big, and then you give it to someone else who has a bigger tank, right? There's always a bigger fish, and there's always going to be a bigger feeding space for you. So if you feel like you're in a small pond and you don't have enough to feed in this pond anymore, go to a different pond. Free Willy that motherfucker bitch over the wall into a bigger pond. You got it. You get out of the fish tank, you get out of the lake, and you get in that ocean. You get it. No longer you're embarking from maybe a dry spell, whether that's intimate or maybe like a writer's block or creative block in some way. You're turning the tides on that and creating a oasis for yourself. Some of you may have a bearded dragon as well. I don't want to leave out the beardy boys. Yeah. Isolating. So, but you're not isolating in a way where you're not being seen. You are now learning how to be in hermit mode, but still do networking. So, like, with that, it's not actually here. I was gonna say, if you're giving me like Queen of Cups vibes, with like being selective with your energy, and you may have isolated for a while, got yourself together, and now you are bringing out your light in increments. You're still not giving everyone the full view yet, because you know there are some people out there who would just like to snatch it, and you're like, no, 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 that's under the lock and key. My energy is not up for grabs. So a lot of you are withholding energy from energy vampires, and you are learning how to ground yourself when you are walking in your, you may be saying the daily affirmations of, I call back my energy and I return any of those that is not mine through the void and transmute it with love, or yeet and gib. If you even want to, you can chop it up with the intention still being there. It doesn't matter. So you're learning how to hold your energy back from those who wish to just drain you. When you walk into a room now, instead of you feeling like overwhelmed and, yeah, like you were over capacity, overwhelmed in storage, we have turned on storage. Yeah, I have more storage now. Yeah, some of you may be getting more storage or upgrading to a bigger stage, from going on a small stage, and now you're going onto a bigger stage of your life. Even it doesn't have to mean that you're a performer. You could be moving on to a different stage of your life where you're doing more of the same thing, but you're on a bigger scale. Yeah, a lot of you may be receiving more resources on a bigger scale and support on a bigger scale. Abundance, health, wealth, friendship, community. Because it's fashionably late. But yeah, you have taken and made sure that no one can like come and snatch it up and be like, excuse me, this is my light and you're victorious. Brah. Yeah, you went from, you're not taking those empty cups. I know it's supposed to mean like that you're being choosy and missing an opportunity. This might be how people are saying it about you, is that, oh, they don't want to work with me, or they're not answering me, and you've just noticed over time when you were hanging out with them that they were trying to steal your energy. So remember, people might be being a poo-poo platter about the situation that you don't want to help them, or you don't want to work with them. And that's okay. You don't have to work with everyone. You don't have to work with all your friends. You don't you don't have to work with all your friends all the time. You know, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? And it's like we already have 3 different things that we're working on together. It's like, I'm just trying to chill and mind and do my own thing right now. It's like, I got 3 cups to focus on. What am I going to do with 4? I only have 2 hands. So you're making sure that you're not taking anyone offloading their responsibilities or their bad energy onto you. If someone's just constantly leaving a angry react on your messages, you're blocking them. Because why? Unless you're like, it depends on what they're angry reacting. But even at that, then they could just take the time to unadd you too. There's no point in just leaving in passive aggressiveness. One last final message, please. Thank you for giving me these divine messages today. Yeah, you're setting out the intentions for future abundance, continual abundance. A lot of you could be working on health, and you've got the whole world in your hand. Yeah, you've got your first alkali lockdown. Like, you've got your first foundation lockdown. So you may be working on having a second home, or Oh yeah, yeah, no, no. Like you had your first car or whatever, and it was secured, and you paid off the mortgage and everything. Now you're moving on to a bigger car or a newer model, or you're moving on to having a bigger event, as like maybe you did a rap battle for the first time ever, and you got that under lock and key. And now you're moving on to the next one, which is like it's in process. It's not actually quite there yet. So like maybe you did your first concert or your first event, or your first time ever going live, and then the next time you're gonna go live on Twitch or any of those other things like that, or your first giveaway, and now this is your second giveaway, or you passed a first time without a loved one being around, and now you know what it's like, and next time you'll be more prepared. I feel like this is hanging up a prize, though, almost. It's like locked in place. So if you're worried about losing out on what you've already accomplished, it's locked in, it's locked down, it's locked in place. So if you've already got followers and everything else like that on one channel, and you're worried about maybe a second channel for another type of reading, and you're worried about whether or not the first one won't be locked down anymore, or it'll never reach that depth as the other one, it will. So example, I'll use myself as an example. I'd rather have a metaphor or an analogy. Oh, I got an analogy. I lost the analogy. I might have to use myself as an example. I don't want to throw myself. I don't want to make it about myself. I really don't. Because I want you to be able to resonate with it. Well, also, I am resonating. I'm relatable. I don't know who. I don't know what you heard about me. You can't get a dollar out of me. Yeah, a lot of you may be saving up right now for school. An analogy. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do me. I'm doing me, people. Okay. So, let's say I'm doing the videos on here for tarot, and I was worried about working on my music, but still thought I wouldn't get as many people wanting to watch my videos, but it seems that you all are very supportive anyway. So I'm feeling like that's going to be the case for you, is that you're following, since you made it gradually and with intentions of community and togetherness and support. I feel like you're going to receive that support. So or moving on from one job to another, I feel like it's locked in place for you. I feel like foundation and your solid foundation of your home is locked down for you. You got the whole world in your hand. So a lot of you may be going viral or picking up speed. 101. So a lot of you may have fashions or like Dalmatians. A Dalmatian Jasper to be important. I'm just getting it from the 2 here, and the circle is like 101. A lot of you may be learning, freshening up on your course. Yes, that's what the other one was. Is that you're going and moving on from a course from doing, like, you've already locked in level 1 of Reiki. Now you're doing level 2. Or you locked in your first tournament of being an MTG and you won, and now you're working on the second one. It's just really locking it in. And Dalmatian Jasper And we have the Chariot as well. So yeah, more light language with what looks like on here, or you're learning glyphs. You're on top of it. Also, like, you may enjoy Beyblades. I'm also hearing like spin to win. Some of you may go to the casino or play Warframe as well. Yeah, no, that's everything I have for you. This last card I said will go diddly. Dum dum diddly dum 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 tink dum 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 so long. I forget what song that's from, but either way, you may not. A lot of you may like scat music. Ska. You like the doots? I enjoy the doots too. A lot of you may be looking into having a cloak of protection, or work with Hades with the clown, or Loki with being clowning off. A lot of you may work with trickster gods, but that's not the point. The point I was originally going to make was Hades with the crown of invisibility as well. Right now you are being guided through by the Sphinxes, again with the Lyran Starseeds. You are being guided and protected with invisibility and being cloaked from those who would wish to disrupt you from your path and from your journey, or to slow you down, or make any of your plans and travels uncomfortable. You are divinely protected from that at this time. So that's everything. That actually comes back around full circle, because what I say at the beginning was like, ooh, it kind of like looks like a buzzer bell too, like one of those like hand bells. Ooh, looks like not skee ball, air hockey. Some of you may enjoy playing air hockey, or are on a hockey team, or enjoy watching hockey a lot as well. Considering the Chariot was inside of Olympic and other types of Colosseum events. So you may work with Athena, or are looking have history from your family lineage that was from Gaul and were sent either to the Colosseums or had fought valiantly during the war with the Romans, is what I'm getting here, and they're divinely protecting you at this time. But yeah, definitely a lot of Lyran Starseeds coming through with the Sphinxes. Some of you may be looking into getting a Sphinx because you're allergic to cats, but you want one anyway. Some of you might like are moving on to eating gummies more. I'm getting this on gummy berry juice. A lot of you may, like I said, the old time cartoons for sampling. I'm just having everything confirmed again, so I'm gonna let you guys and gals and non-binary pals all go for now. And yeah. Remember to eat, hydrate, and where is the mouse? Excuse me, mouse. You're having a vacation. See, even the mouse is going on vacation. See, everyone go for a good, nice long trip. For anyone who can't go on a trip, 1001 Gateway, and all those who are going on trip with Astral, may you have a safe trip and safe travels, and may you find the answers you are looking for along on your journey. Remember to eat, hydrate, and ooh, 33 life path 33s. Hi, twinsties. Or life path 6s as well. Hello. I look forward to feeling and reading all your beautiful energies and seeing how much you grow in the next video. Remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye.